Video will be titled Black Women Are Easy. Now, when you when you talk to black women, like when black women are like talking to some of these MGTOW guys, black men, and they try to challenge black men's perception of black women, they always say things like black women are they talk as if black women have all these high standards and think that black women are very selective and that kind of shit. That's how they talk. But in the real world, if you deal with black women and you see and observe black women, you'll find that black women are easy. And the reason, and let me say this first, and black women are seen as easy by all men, not just black. All men view black women are as easy because out of all races of women, black women dress in a more sexually provocative manner than any other race of women in public. I live in a multiracial community. You got black women, you got white women, and the white women dress for the most part they dress normal, most of them. But most black women dress in a sexually provocative manner. Most black women dress with their ass hanging out. They dress in a way to accentuate their ass or their breasts or any of that. And any man who's been around black women knows this. At the workplace, black women dress, they wear the tightest shit they can find. I'm gonna be honest, they just dress like prostitutes and hoes. And everybody knows this. Black women will say that this is the main deflection that they will use when they hear what I just said. They'll say white women do it too. Yes, they might do it too, but not as much as y'all do it. And this is why black women are viewed as whores by other non-black women and other non-black men and women. And this is why. Let me tell you something. As a race of man, you're kind of judged by the quality of your women. And since black women are whores, they dress like whores, they throw themselves at other races of men, they get fucked by other races of men and dogged out and spat on and all that, you know. So these other races of men, they can't really respect black men or take black men seriously because black women do everything backwards. You know, they'll throw their men under the bus to get a white man or whatever, and other races of women don't do that shit. So this is the main reason why the black community or black people are viewed as less than. Because one thing about black women, they are so dumb and they have a lack of integrity. You know how when black women say shit like, oh, I only date white men, or I'm looking for a white man. You know that type of shit. It really makes the black race look bad as a whole. You see what I'm saying? And these men who black women throw themselves at, even if they choose to get with the black woman, they don't respect the black woman because they understand that she is just throwing her men under the bus. So those men don't give a fuck about her neither. You see what I'm saying? Because why would a man give a fuck about a woman who doesn't give a fuck about him? You see? And what black women are doing, they're really setting themselves up in a to really be fucked over in a lot of ways. They don't know it because black women are very ignorant. They don't know it and they don't get it and they won't get it. And if somebody points the truth out to them, they'll fight it tooth and nail. What black women don't get is that they're removing themselves from protection and defense because soon a lot of the black dudes will not defend black women. Just like it's already there to a degree now, and it's black women's fault. Other races of men will realize that black women are on their own because their men don't give a fuck about them. And I watched a video. I think it was a Harvey Superboy video. This was a while back, and it was of a black woman who works for Fox News, I believe. And she was married to a white guy, right? And they were doing some little segment, a news segment or whatever. And it was two white guys there. One of the white guys made like a racist joke about because I think she had made some kind of food or something, and she was demonstrating it or whatever, or talking about how she made it or whatever. And then the white dude made a reference to Kool-Aid and shit. And the reason he did that and what gave him the goal to do that was because she's with them. She's on their side now, and she's surrounded by them. So she's vulnerable. So he can do that, and there'll be no consequences behind it. Nobody will stand up for her because she's on their side of the fence. And that's what black women set themselves up for. One thing about white people, they are very sarcastic, and they think they're smart. And what niggas don't get is these I'm talking about these we all the world niggas and shit. White people will talk all that love your neighbor, love people, all that kind of shit. Yeah, but they don't live that shit. You see what I'm saying? In white households, they don't be like, don't say the N word. That's don't say negative things about black people. That's a stereotype. No. So black women they set themselves up like this to be exploited and laughed at, and they won't have nobody who will defend them. Cause despite the crystallines and all them and the type of shit they talk about as far as white men are great and all that kind of shit, most people know white motherfuckers, man. You dealt with them for 400 years. Shit, you know how they think. You know how they view you and how they act and what they want to do and all that kind of shit. So black women are setting themselves up for failure, you know. And not only that, as far as the Christian and Carolyn types and shit, see, she's setting most black women up who follow that shit, who really want to do that shit. She's setting them up for failure because whenever you set some shit up so high, the only place you can go is down. You see what I'm saying? If white guys are so great, then why the fuck are they steady trying to get with Asian women? Because white women don't find them to be all that great. Why are white women flocking to black guys? Because here's the thing, here's the dichotomy here. Here's the thing. When someone tries to sell black women to white men, they it's always usually financial. They'll take care of this, they'll take care of that, they got money. Right? But the thing is, having money and shit, that's only part of attraction and shit. One thing about it, people go by looks and shit like they go by that type of shit. So what she's really trying to do is set these white boys up to get used by black women. And a black guy can get a white woman and don't have shit because the white I know white women who had white husbands and all that shit who took care of business and shit, and they leave them for a black dude because having money and shit like that is not the be all and end all, and it doesn't mean that it's gonna keep you happy forever. Just a little video.